Hey guys, welcome to another day on the shop. Today we're going to be working on the Ford Expedition, having fuel pump problems. So we're going to get to it in just a minute. My fuel pump isn't working due to the fact of I've looked at all the electrical causes as far as I can. Changed the fuel filter out. Car turns over. It was running for a little bit and then just completely cut off. After that, all the electrical I can't find any issues with, and the fuel filter was full. It was nasty and black. So now the next option is the fuel pump. So the fuel pump's going to be fun because we have to drop the tank. So I'll show you all how to do that, and we'll look at this fuel filter, or this fuel pump, before we put it in. Okay, so first looking down here, we have a bolt right here, which is right behind the driver's door. You can see that. And then you have a bolt right here behind the passenger, or the rear passenger door. And then you have your fuel right here up top, this one. And once we pull that down, we should be able to get to most of what we need to get to start lowering it down. And when we lower it down, we're going to look at the top, and it's got a couple connections up there. So we're going to start disconnecting this and drop this down. Okay, so we got this line undone. Got a little tool that we use. I love that tool. I'll put it in the link in the description below. Once we do that, we got these two bolts, like I said earlier. These are 13s, and another tutorial says that we got to drop the sway bar, but I'm having issues because the head is spinning inside the frame, so I don't know if I'll be able to get this off yet. So that's to be determined, but we're gonna knock these loose and see what happens, see if we can slide it forward, because there's a decent amount of room up here. So we'll see what happens. Alright, got the bolts out. They were kind of difficult because they're rusty, but as you see, got them out. They got just a metal clip in there holding the nut. So now we're going to pull these straps down. We already got the jack up under it, and then we're going to drop it on my side. Got this hose right here that I got to pop off, and then got a plug right there I got to pop off, but I just popped it off the frame rail so it'll stretch. We're gonna work on that plug real quick. Alright, we'll go over more of what we got to take off in the tank in just a minute when I got to put it back on. We're pulling this pump out though. Take a look at it. Alright, bought the entire assembly. Probably could have just bought a pump. Yep, and plugged it up. Next time I'll do that, but this whole thing needs to be replaced anyway. Comes with a fuel sending unit. Alright, then you got the feed right here in the yellow, the return in the blue, and then got the vent right there. So, and then you got an O-ring. So that's what we're going to be putting on, and I'll show you the clips and all in just a second. Alright, with a lot of the clips, I would definitely say use one of these picks, because that's what's going to help. So let's look at them. Alright, these are the clips that go on the charcoal canister. This is the top one. The way it works is it's pressed in like that. Can't really turn it. You got to press these ends in and push this other piece out like that, and then it pops off. Same thing goes for the lower one. Same thing goes for these three up here, which this is your pump in, return, and vent. So here's that plug that I was telling you about. This plug on top of the fuel pump assembly has this little red clip. You got to push it out, and then you press that, push in, pull out, and it comes out. This one just has a little press in, which is very difficult when you're hanging up under the fuel tank. So I ended up popping this piece off right here to make it longer so I can actually reach it. The rear just has 3 hoses back there, and those 3 hoses are still attached because we just have it leaning up under the truck right now. Hopefully we can pull this assembly all the way out without causing any problems with getting the new one in. So that's what we're going to do now, is pop all these off. That's why I brought my pick out, because the way this works is the same way. You press these in, use my pick to guide these parts out on each one, and these hoses should just pop off. And then taking this ring off just takes a hammer and a chisel, and you can just push it around and it pops off. So that's why we got the new gasket. So, push them in, pull them out. Alright, watch for it. Alright, this one. Oops. Alright, so we ran into a small problem. This ring's froze up, so we're going to have to use some force on it. So there's a push fitting right here that you got to squeeze to pop off. There's a hose clamp on this one, and this one just pops off just by force. And then you got handles to pull it out with. You don't have to take the sway bar out. It's just these three hoses for that, clamp for that. These two go into the charcoal canister, and those 2 plugs. So now we're gonna knock this ring free. Alright, so we finally got the pump out. The ring was rusted around the edge. As you see, we cleaned it up a little bit. Still rust all right here. We're painting the outer ring, the top ring. This is all just gonna have to be dealt with after the fact, or I'll just cover the whole thing real quick. So I do have time. I'm painting stuff, so I might just tape all that off and take a wire brush and just clean that up to make it easier. But when we pulled the pump, the first thing we noticed was there's a zip tie on it. I'm not sure, beforehand, before we got in here, I didn't know if this pump had ever been changed. That says yes. The next thing is right here, that bubbled up and blackened parts on it shows that this thing has burnt up. It hit a point where it couldn't do it anymore, so it's done. That motor's shot, and apparently this motor right here kind of doesn't fit unless they lost the top cap, which looks like what they did. They lost the top cover for this. So, but here's the old one. It's out. It's done for. It's going in the trash. Compared to the new one, they're identical, except that one has the top hat that this one doesn't have, and that one doesn't have burn spots on it. This one actually looks like it's a little bit better built. So I don't know. This one's also cracking all up top, so that sucks. Anyway, so that's where that goes with the fuel filter. So new all the way around. Gonna take this, set this in here, and put the new O-ring, which is right here, in here, and then we'll secure that all to the tank, and then we'll pop the tank back in. We'll pop it in reverse style, so the back end first, plug all that up, and then get up here, plug all these up, or this plug, and then get it in, and I can just hook that back up and hook those 2 back up. And we cleaned up the straps for it because they were rusted a little bit. Cleaned up the bolts, put some rust killer on these, painting this already, so ready for its 2nd coat. So that's how this is going. And restoring a 2008 Expedition because rust. The north. And we're in the south. I don't like rust. So, next is reinstallation. We got all these attached. Now we're going to start with putting the back in first and attaching the back. All right, you ready?
Have enough room to reach up there?
Got one.
That little turn thing's at the top, yeah. That black box.
Mm-hmm. All right, it's loud. But we're gonna prime this system a couple times. Get all the air out, get some fuel pressure built up. We're gonna see if this thing cranks. Ooh, it cranks. All right, that's awesome. That's great. Running good. We're gonna let it idle for a minute. I'm gonna drive it off these ramps. Alright guys, thanks for joining in to another episode of The Shop. Today, I'm just proud that we got my wife's car back up. So the Expedition needed that fuel pump and fuel filter, so now it has a complete fuel system upgrade. Everything's clean and we'll get clean gas to the engine. So now my fuel mileage should go up a little bit and everything else. It'll be in a link in the description below for both. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, want to like stuff, and help. Check out Instagram for the giveaways. There's a giveaway every 100 subscribers. Make sure you join in and get you a chance to win part of the giveaway. Till next time.